Now it's time to get to the press conference's main event, which has something to do with the fighters, but it's the war of words between the two trainers involved. There's been a lot said, and it's escalated in the days leading to the fight. Glenn Rushton trains the champion, and Glenn, I was wondering if part of your strategy in being so aggressive with some of the verbiage is to try to get the challenger mentally and maybe get him off his game plan and fight a more physical fight that might be in your favor. Is there psychological warfare going on there?
Not really. You know, if we had something to say, I would say it. It's as simple as that. You know, we have no ill feeling towards the Crawford camp. That applies to whether it's Brian or Terence themselves or any of their handlers. This is a fight. But if something happens, obviously we're a bit annoyed when the date changed. There was no evidence of any injury provided to us. We just heard of a bruised hand. As I said at the time, you know, if Jeff said we were pulling out or postponing the fight because he had a bruised hand, I would expect to cop some flack from that. So naturally, because as I said, Jeff gets a bruised hand every second day of the week, so we naturally had something to say. I think that was warranted, and they would expect a response of some kind. I think it was a valid response to say that we're disappointed, we're prepared, we're trained hard for April 14. So no, I don't think there's any real malice there. It's just, you know, things happen. Obviously, we make a comment. The media expect us to make a comment. We make a comment which we believe is warranted. I think it was warranted. I stand by that now. But as I said, we're looking forward to a great fight on Saturday night. This is a terrific bout, and I think the people are in for an absolute brilliant night.
We know how competitive your fighter is, but sometimes will can only take you so far. When you're fighting a fighter the caliber of Bud Crawford, who's a highly skilled ring technician who can box and punch, tell us how will can overcome that.
Firstly, I think we've got to go a bit further back than just the will. Just a little statistic here for what it's worth. Jeff's had 19 fights to date, and in those fights, if you look at the tally of the wins and losses of the people he's fought, okay, these are all the opponents that Jeff has fought. They tally 411 wins and 101 losses. That's the first 19 that he's fought. Just get that in your mind. 411 wins, 101 losses. I added up Terence Crawford's first 19 fights. It was 175 wins and 178 losses. Now, in those opponents that Jeff has fought, 12 of them have been world ranked. 12 of them. Okay, remember, this is a fighter who made the quarterfinals in the 2012 Olympics. The best effort by an Australian in over 20 years. Okay, he was ranked number 1 with both the IBF and the WBO prior to fighting Manny Pacquiao, and held both of those belts. Okay, the Intercontinental in the IBF and the Intercontinental in the WBO. So we're talking about a fighter here. He doesn't just have to rely on will. He's a very, very competent, skillful boxer. Yes, his style may not be the silky smooth style we see from the very classy Terence Crawford, but Rocky Marciano wasn't that silky and smooth either. But look at his record. Okay, he was very effective, he had a great chin, and he could hit like a mule. So can Jeff Horn. He has a great will, and then if it comes down to a battle of spirits, and I think at some stage in this fight we all get tested, I back Jeff's spirit. He has a terrific spirit and he's incredibly competitive, but it goes a lot deeper, John, than just will.
Thanks, Glenn.